Today is day 10 January 2023. We will have a conversation. We will move from the point we stopped last week. We will consider that I'm lying in the chair, very tired. I love you, Gabriel. Me too. I'm so easygoing that it's impossible to not fall in love with myself. So, we will have something here, quite simple, quite clear. It's how if take a look. Things we are doing. Today was the security plan 1920 up to 2028. Empiric proof. USA, United Kingdom. Now have the case. If you do not follow the order to stop interference, which violates industrial secrecies, and other things, of course, that this must be proven. And it's the deliberated behavior as intent, in the same way observed to do not pay the credit. And if I'm representing the judicial credit, you equally have this against the judicial power. It's a fact. We will move from this point here, considering the criminal intent. You please take a look at the, blog Risk Report 2022, Risk Report 2023, tracejanuary.blogspot.com. You will observe that things there are so clear that there's no reason to do not apply the legal consequence of the charge got entirely made and the credit totally satisfied as a legal consequence against a criminal system. But how this criminal system got formed? Indeed, nowadays it's not relevant anymore because we got that was by institutional corruption, integrated by failure, oriented value from regular area is the negative one. Indeed, to track this interaction globally speaking, we only must have a single thing, which is a piece of this architecture. In the way we have. This is the regular architecture. And inside the regular architecture, we had a movement here. And this movement here, indeed, was the criminal failure on institution on East, on West, on Middle East, for instance, and they got increased. In general, by global events. And one of those global events was 2014, 16, 19 in Brazil. All ruled by illicit advantage, protected by institutional corruption, violating basic rights as an individual, a creditor, a citizen, denying my Brazilian citizenship, and allowing me to claim my second nationality as Portuguese, to use the derogatory chair on NATO and OECD, have all these presented, and now request to start cutting ties as blood and soil with Brazil, if confirmed that Brazil is a criminal conjuncture, which means institution and institutional state power ruled by criminal purpose, in the way we proved. You must declare this at the US judicial system, at the United Kingdom judicial system, as part of the European system. My roots are on Póvoa de Varzim, Portugal. We could get now that this clusterization of listed advantage on budget, it's the transnational organized crime as local mobilization protected by institutional corruption. I got them all from Brazilian public budget. And it's enough to put them all on jail, except by the silence and general observe that the institutional application of the law and regulatory consequence or premise against the organized crime in general affect the institution that's applying this by association or by the weakness that is part of those institutions, especially at the control, unable to present a dismiss list, unable to review their own workflow. If it goes by illicit circuit, it will be an illicit and illegal result. And if it's financial and illicit result, you will need modification of data and the migration, few players doing this, and of course that they will do the cooperation or suffer the consequence. If the bank hold money and this money is illegal and the bank do not cooperate, it's part of the scam. If you are an artist, a big star or a sports player and receiving money and being used you as an interface to redistribute this by websites or whatever, if you do not cooperate, you are part of the problem. You must be sent to jail. Simple to get. And this is the idea of our effort this week. Communication choked, limited, but we did what's possible. Quite simple to get. Reviewing. Transnational organized crime inside the regular area is the result of the increasement failure on institution on East, West, Middle East. And the interaction in a global area indeed goes all the time at scheduled events. Globally speaking, you need only one to track the same players, the same peers in solidarity by institutional failure, oriented as circuit on regular area by the gap or the failure. Negative one, all them charged by violations made against me as citizen, me as researcher, me as creditor. You do not respect the credit in the same way. And you do not respect the international financial relationship in the same way. You didn't respect the industrial elements as secrets, the core business as activity, as development, optimization, creation. You didn't respect the security protocols, the judicial secrets, United Kingdom, United States. And you did this very intentional as part of your systematic and illicit behavior by misuse and misguided institution as result, unable to present what you did as a workflow ruled by criminal purpose. And this intent, in the same way by empirical proof, is offered at the blog Risk Report 2023, tracejanuary.blogspot.com, as you will do the same behavior. Do not obeying the order, a judicial order, to stop the interference in the same way you do the illicit records or illicit scams to keep the default and put you as defaulters, you all, in a situation that allows to apply the fees against you all, considering the credit charge. 33 trillion plus 4 trillion as financial penalty by this behavior of filthy animal, and 5 billion as case, considering other interests, since recognized with the legitimacy to charge, plus 4 billion as financial penalty. But this behavior you have clustered here by this kind of solidarity, putting you all as peers. Solidarity against, solidarity to suffer the consequence. Have a great week. See?